Well, everybody, I am back, and you better put your seatbelt on. We got two ballers in the house today, and I believe, let me put my clock on too. I believe that everybody who comes to the Think, Believe, and Manifest show are really angels sent by God. So I want you to open up your heart, open up your spirit, all the way from Cape Town, South Africa. OMG. I have Gabrielle and Kylie, and they are law of assumption coaches, spouses, and business partners. And they're going to teach us today about the law of assumption and teach us how to really get in the state of marital bliss, a business bliss, whatever bliss you are desiring is going to happen in your life today. And the reason that I know that this is so of God is that the Spirit had just spoke to me about 3 weeks ago and said to me, Constance, you're not blissful. I'm like, what? And I realized that I did not even say that I'm joyful, I'm grateful, I'm peaceful, but bliss is just a higher level, a higher realm. So all the way from South Africa, welcome Gabrielle and Kylie. How y'all doing?
Blissful,
Yeah,
blissful.
we're so happy to be chatting with you, to be learning from you, and to share also what we know.
Yeah, and thanks for the invitation as well. And we appreciate you, Miss Constance.
You're welcome. So let's just get into it. So Gabrielle, and I might be saying Gabriel, but you know who I'm talking. So Gabrielle,
No
talk
problem.
to us. Talk to us about how you blissfully attracted this woman, and then I want both of you to talk about the law of assumption. So go ahead. We're
Yeah,
all ears.
right. Yeah, sure. So before I even, discovered this state of bliss, I was basically experiencing the opposite. And at the time, I was single for about, say, a year. And when I finally got introduced to bliss, I was like, wow, this is just a game changer. It's so different. And I said, oh, okay, I'm going to accept that I am now blissful and I'm going to fully embody this state. And then I was like, okay, now that I'm, finally experiencing this state, I think it's time for me now to get married and just to share this with my wife. And then I assumed a new state, which was the blissfully married husband or blissfully married man. And that implies that I am blissfully married and that my wife is blissful as well. So I accepted that new state. I remained faithful for about, say, 3.5 months. And after 3.5 months, she showed up in my reality at one of my favorite, restaurants. And the beautiful thing about the whole manifestation story is when Kylie showed up, when I manifested her, I knew that she was my wife because I just made a list in what I wanted in a wife. And when I got to know her, I mean, the second date, I already told her that you are my wife. And she thought I was crazy, but I was like,
Mhm.
you are my wife. And like, I think the second month, I even bought the ring as well. And now it's all history and we've been married for 2 years and we are still enjoying endless bliss, which is so awesome. We obviously do have our problems, obstacles, and challenges, but it's never between us and those problems, obstacles, and challenges. It's us against all that, like teaming up, because we have learned to actually, reason from cause to effect. And even through that, we also experience, bliss as well. So, and here we are.
Yeah, I want to ask Kylie. Kylie, did you know in a lot about, were you looking for a husband? Were you praying? Did you know about the law of assumption? I want to hear your end of the story.
Yeah, I excuse me, I have never heard of the law of assumption, never heard of law of attraction, none of that stuff. When we met, I was actually studying the Bible. So I was doing a course. We had to read through each book 5 times, dissecting it. So I was obviously aware of, like prayer, meditation, miracles, expecting those things. But yeah, I wasn't aware of any of all of this stuff that we share now. And yeah, I had made a list a long time ago based on what I wanted in a partner, but I was not actively looking. I was going through some health complications at the time, just trying to really figure out who am I. And as I was studying, and so I was not looking, but then I don't know, I feel like it's once you've almost accepted a desire, then you're not so obsessed about it. And I think that's kind of how we found each other in that moment where we were outside the restaurant, just kind of locked eyes, started talking, and the rest is history. And so it was through our relationship that I was introduced to manifestation. That made a lot more sense when Gabriel said that I was his wife because of all the preparation that he had done. And yeah, I think I was just really open to it based on my religious beliefs at the time, expecting God to perform miracles and unexpected things. And it was definitely very unexpected, but beautiful.
So good. So, Gabriel, break down what is the law of assumption, and what do you mean by accept? Break that down for us.
Yes.
So if people want money, we're talking about marriage, but they've also manifested lots of money. So break down that law for us so anybody anywhere who's watching or listening can really catch it.
Yeah, so the law of assumption was pioneered by Neville Goddard, and it basically states whatever desire you have, all that is required from you is just to accept that you have it now. So, in other words, if your desire is marriage, you just have to accept that you are the married man or the married woman right now. Or if your desire is health, you have to accept that you are the perfect person, right now. And what I mean by accepting is just to believe that you are the person who has your desire. So you just, for example, if that is a lot of money or financial freedom, you just believe that you are the rich person right now. And how you do that by application is just accept it in your imagination and then remain faithful to that on a daily basis.
I love that, the remaining faithful. So, how are we going to remain faithful when our 3D world is just talking to us and glaring and speaking loudly to us? What would listeners do in order to remain faithful?
That's a good question because when I manifested Kylie, I had to accept that I am already the blissfully married man, even though she wasn't in the 3D reality as yet. And sometimes I would walk on the beach all on my own, and my mind would just tell me that, no, you're not blissfully married, you're still single. You know what you're talking about. And that for me was a moment to actually accept and say that, no, that's my old story. But my new story is that I am blissfully married now. And I would see Kylie, I would visualize Kylie next to me, holding hands, and we would just hug, look at the beautiful sunset. I would kiss her, and I was like, wow, isn't it beautiful, baby? And I would just hear her in my imagination repeating, yes, it's so amazing. And I even went to restaurants on my own. And sometimes, I mean, I'm talking about nice restaurants, and I'll just be on my own. Even waiters would ask, are you alone? Are you alone? But then in my imagination, I would hear them say that, wow, look at you guys. You're such a beautiful couple. And I would see Kylie right next to me as well in my imagination, and us just cheersing our glasses to endless bliss and just really enjoying, ourselves and having an amazing meal. This is all in my imagination when I just, remain faithful. So when the 3D told me, no, you're not married, I took that as an opportunity to remind the 3D that, no, that's my old story. My new story is I am blissfully married now, and my wife is right here with me, but I would see her in my mind. And after I do that, the 3D almost kind of got the message and said, oh, yes, 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 you are. Yeah, you are. And it just became easier and easier and easier. And the next thing you know, 3.5 months later, boom, she showed up in my reality.
And in addition to that, I mean, we've done everything that he imagined. So going on the beach, watching the sunset, going to restaurants, everything that he had envisioned in his imagination, us doing together, even though he didn't know me as Kylie, just as his wife, it played out exactly how he imagined it. And for that, I'm so grateful. I mean, the almost like that preparation work that he did to establish our marriage as blissful is played out throughout our marriage. And even I would say almost instantly, he started to share this state of bliss and how to be blissful. And he's like, do you also want to be blissful? And like you said, of course, why wouldn't I want to be blissful? This is, it's like another level of joy and happiness and complete and wholeness. And so embodying the same state together has been nothing but beneficial for our lives and our business.
Wow. And so I know you say there's a difference between visualization and imagination because a lot of folk, they are using affirmation, they're visualizing, what else? They're scripting. So what should people do who've been using all of those tools, but they feel like, well, Constance, Kylie, and Gabriel, I still don't see anything. What would you say to them?
Yeah. Again, when you actually accept that you are the person who already has your desire, that's such a game changer. You're
Yeah.
like, okay, I am already financially free. I am already married. I am already healthy. I am already whatever the case may be. And then afterwards, you then use affirmations or any tool or method. But now the difference is when you do that, you're now using it from a place of already having instead of not having. So now your manifestation journey will be much more pleasant, blissful, and easy as well, because you've told yourself and your mind, no, I am. I have. And I already are the person who has my desire. And now your affirmations is just a reminder that that's your new story.
I I
Yeah,
I, I love that. Go ahead, Kylie.
yeah, I was just gonna say, I think when it comes to these tools and methods, it's very individualized for each person. It's to
Mhm.
use whatever works for you. I don't think there's some secret formula that if you affirm this many times, then it's gonna work. I mean, I know for myself, affirmations, they don't always resonate for me. For me, I love more visualization and imagination, using all of my senses to immerse myself in it. Whereas for Gabriel, affirmations, it's a great reminder for him and it's something he uses almost daily. So I think it's important to remember to do what's natural for you or what it seems like it flows with either, how your mind is wired or, whatever's going to resonate. And to remember that you're the one that's going to manifest your desires. The tool is not going to manifest anything. You are going to manifest what you want.
That's why I love this woman right here. She just dropping all kind of nuggets and everything, and so that is so true because people are using tools before they accept the truth. Even the Bible says God has already given us all things. So if we have it already, I just love that you say you are the God of your reality. Expound on that for me.
Yeah, sure. Like as Neville Goddard always, just saying, reminds us that our imagination, creates our reality. And he says, like, imagination is God. So your imagination is actually the God of your reality. So whatever you imagining today is going to show up later on or tomorrow. And your imagination is your awareness, like whether that is self-talk, inner conversations, just being aware, feeling, sensing, that's your imagination. So whatever you are being aware of right now will, show up, later on. And Kylie and I had to prove it to her because she never knew about the law of assumption. So I had to prove to her that imagination is God. And we played a nice game just to say, I just said, okay, I want you to imagine this, and I want you to imagine that, and I want you to accept that in your imagination, see what happens. And then the next thing you know, boom, 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 they just showed up just like that. And she's like, what?
It was small things that we tried at first. He said, imagine seeing a red car pass by, or imagine two birds landing right beside us, just small little things. And the more I started to see it, the more that belief or that faith builds up. And I think as you grow that faith, it allows you to now manifest what seemingly bigger things, whether it be health or wealth or happiness or love or for other people. But just, kind of slowly growing that faith. In the other scripture that I loved, I can't remember where it is now, but whatsoever things you ask for, believe that you've already received it and it will be yours. And so again, it's that thing of believe that you already have your desire, or you're already the wealthy person, the blissfully married person. And then that faith is what's going to allow it to propagate and show up in your reality.
That's why I love that woman right there, because she just dropping nuggets. You know,
Powerful indeed.
Well, so if y'all guys, if you watching this, they hug and kiss all the time because they're blissfully married. They can't help themselves. So you talked about saturating and immersing yourself in the new state or new version. What would that look like for listeners?
Yeah, so for example, if your desire is again marriage, so you accept that, okay, I'm already the married husband, or the blissful husband, like me, the blissful wife. And so before you go to bed, you just express your gratitude that it is already so. And you ask yourself, okay, now that I am the blissfully married man, the blissfully married wife, how does it make me feel? How does it make me how am I thinking? How am I acting? What do other people now say to me now that I'm blissfully married? What do people on social media say now that I'm blissfully married? Now, when you ask yourself all these questions, it will become so clear, and you will just feel, that new personality within your being. That is the process of you now starting to embody it, when especially when you answer all those questions, correctly. And then throughout the day, when you go out about your day, whenever your desire comes to your mind, you just express your gratitude, knowing that it's already a done deal, because gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. You can only say thank you for something that is happening to you or that has happened to you. So if you say, I'm thankful and I'm grateful now that I'm blissfully married, it's a done deal. Your mind and your body says that, okay, he is blissfully married, and so it is.
Profound. So Kylie, you are with child and
Yes,
you are pregnant and about to deliver in a couple of weeks.
yes.
Hey, don't let it happen today. Um, so how have you used the law of assumption medically and with being pregnant? And this for everybody who may be going through some stuff medically and health wise. Talk about that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, we are about 36 weeks along now. So like you said, it's coming down to the end. He's very
Mm-hmm.
happy right now. So if I twitch or move, it's just him moving. It's fine. But yeah, I think it first started when I thought I was pregnant back in October. My menstrual cycle, I didn't get it. So I thought, oh, maybe I'm pregnant. And I took a couple tests and there's nothing. But it started my mind going, and I realized I had a lot of fears about being pregnant or having a child, just, those different things that come up. And I realized I had to, one, I really did want children. We talked about having children, and I yeah, I had to process through all these fears because, as we said, whatever you accept in imagination can happen. You know, it's going to happen in your 3D. So the last thing I wanted were any of these fears of maybe having a miscarriage, having a child that's, you know, might not thrive in life. You know, I had to get rid of all of these fears because I did not want any of them to manifest in my life. And it was took a few weeks, but as soon as I accepted, like, no, when I am pregnant, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be blissful. My child is going to be amazing. My baby is going to be so healthy. All of a sudden, I got pregnant. So it started from then on. And as soon as we took the test, like I, of course, told Gabriel, I was crying. We were so happy. And right from there, it was almost like committing ourselves to seeing the best and expecting the best in this pregnancy. Like, it's been a blissful pregnancy, no aches, no pains. Everything's gone smoothly. We had the best care team. Our families have been so supportive. You know, really just from the start, setting that tone or that expectation. And it's just been that, again, feeding that every day, expressing our gratitude for a blissful pregnancy, expressing our gratitude for a healthy baby, positive ultrasounds. And that's exactly how it's been. I mean, I'm very grateful that this has been like, it's such a smooth pregnancy.
I think
Like,
blissful,
Uh,
definitely.
blissful.
and so Gabriel, would you say that she created that? Because, like she said, there's a lot of fear around, oh my God, and the labor pains and hey, I've never had children. I just got a little diva dog, so I hadn't been through that, Kylie. But so for people who might be struggling, I know some of my listeners who are struggling with MS and health stuff going on. Gabriel, what would you say to them?
Yeah, I would just say to them to accept that they are now the person that is already, pregnant with child, or even better, to accept that they're already a loving parent, to
Mhm.
accept that they already have that family, because that implies that you now have, all these, family and children, because the moment you accept the end, then things just happen automatically in the 3D. So you just accept that I am the most loving father on this planet, I'm the most loving mother on this planet, and you will see that the fears, yes, they will come up, but when the fears come up, you have to remind the fears that that's part of your old story. You've now subscribed to your new story, which is a loving mother or a loving pregnancy.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know, like I think I mentioned, like when we first met, I was going through some health issues. I had
Mhm.
terrible, terrible acne all over my face. It was puffy, and this was during, the kind of the tail end of COVID, so you had to wear a mask. So every day, it's like the 3D is reminding you that, hey, you have pain here. You have, you're on medication every day. You have your doctor's appointments. And I think that's when it's very difficult to believe or accept that you are perfectly healthy when, you're physically paining and there's physical signs in the 3D showing you you're not perfectly healthy right now. And I think that was my first big manifestation where my skin cleared up. And I think it was just a matter of, as Gabriel said, accepting this new story to say, okay, even though I have this pain, or even though I look in the mirror and I can see it like just redness and puffiness and discomfort, even though I see that, I'm choosing to still accept and still press forward towards perfect health. This is the new program. This is the new thing that I'm accepting for my reality. And it ended up going so much quicker. I think I was on medication for about 3 months when we met with minimal results. And as soon as I chose to just say, you know what, I'm done with this, I am perfectly healthy. Even though this is what I see and feel, I'm perfectly healthy. All of a sudden, within that next month, boom,
Boom,
huge
yeah. It
improvement.
was
The next month,
miraculous.
huge
Yeah.
improvement. And so I think when it comes to health, and like you said, it can be much more difficult because of the 3D or the physical pain that you sense. But if you want it bad enough, which most people do, perfect health, it's something just to commit to and say, even though this is how I feel, this is what I know to be true. And what I know to be true is that I am perfectly healthy.
I love that. So let's talk about money, honey. So money, you guys do all kind of fun games, and for anybody who listens to this, I'm busy, but I have watched, I think, and taken notes, everybody, copious notes of everything that Kylie and Gabrielle have on YouTube. And they are really blissful manifestors around money. So let's talk about money. That is the number one question that I get from all over the world.
Yeah, so with money, go on.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, so with money, we just got these ideas to start these challenges on YouTube. And the first one was I always receive money out of thin air or out of the blue, because we were like, okay, seeing that we are the God of our reality, it means that we can have anything, we can experience anything. So why not manifest money out of thin air? So we started this challenge on YouTube, and because I've tested it first myself, and I manifested like 15K just out of the blue, out of thin air. And I was like, baby, I think we need to share this on YouTube. And we shared it on YouTube. We shared with our subscribers that all you do is just accept that you always receive money out of thin air. Just accept that for 3 days, every day in the mornings and throughout the day when it comes to your mind, just tell yourself, yes, I do accept money out of thin air. And in the evenings, do that for 3 days. And we had like over thousands of, success stories, people commenting every day, sending us emails up until now. And we did it last year. And then we did another one for I manifest millions for fun. And so basically similar, concept. All you do is just tell yourself that I always manifest millions, for fun. I always manifest millions for fun. We had like 4 people three or four manifested millions, just for fun, because we just love the fun of it, because you're not putting so much pressure on, I need to manifest X amount. I need to manifest money. You just saying, you know what? I always receive money out of thin air, and yeah, let's see what happens. But you basically accept it, and then the next thing you know, you receive money from like this unexpected, out of the blue, out of thin air. It's so amazing, and it always blows our minds. Even today we went for a walk. I picked up some money again. It's crazy.
Yeah, because we wanted to make it fun. A lot of times when it comes to, like, if you say like the big three, like money, love, and health. And it's usually people trying to solve a problem. They're lonely, so they want a partner. They don't have money, so they want money. They're sick, so they want health. So that's why we said, like, I manifest millions for fun, or let's make a fun challenge and let's do it together, because we don't want to just solve our problems with manifestation. We want to make it just part of our day-to-day life and just enjoy, the power that we have to create our reality, whatever that might be.
And I
also,
go ahead, Kylie. Yeah.
I was going to share one of my favorite stories was actually with Gabriel's first business, where, they were making 300K. That was like, they couldn't pass that. It was like a ceiling. And when Gabriel got a coach, the coach essentially said, but you've accepted that you're a 300K man. You need to accept that you're $1 million man now, and then you'll reach your goal. And within 9 months, the business got to 1 million, because it's simply that simple shift in identity to say, okay, I'm not a poor person. I'm not a 300K man. I don't just make maybe 3K a month. This is who I am. This is my worth. I'm $1 million man. I'm a 10K man, whatever it is, just accepting that new reality for yourself, that new personality. And that's what you'll see play out around you.
So, Gabriel, I can hear people saying, well, I'm online, Constance, Kylie, and Gabriel, and I'm hustling and I'm grinding and all of that. So how in the world can I just expect to receive money out of thin air?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. That's why we shared, on the video that just test it, test it
Mm-hmm.
out for 3 days. But also, if you know who you are, you're not just the body, but you are, the spirit that is animating the body. And that spirit is infinite and it's limitless. So that's your true, identity. We are one with God. So we're not just the body. And so when you actually do know who you are, you're like, oh, okay, so I can have anything, irrespective, even though I'm, struggling maybe now in the 3D, I'm hustling, but I'm now going to accept this new story that I am financially free. I'm going to accept this new story that I get paid to exist. I'm going to accept this new story that I always receive money out of thin air. And you just remind yourself of this news story on a daily basis, and you will see that the 3D will change automatically because the 3D
Believe
is
it.
simply reflecting the 3D simply reflecting the 4D, your imagination, the inner world.
Well, I love what Kylie said. I'm gonna have to call her Queen Kylie. What Kylie said about the new identity and the new version of who you are and the new story. So is that what I'm trying to break it down to the simplest term. So is that what people are doing when they remain faithful to whatever they desire, Gabriel?
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. So the moment you accept that you are the person who has your desire. So for example, if you earn $10,000 and you want to now earn $100,000, you just have to accept that you are now the $100,000 man or woman. And now, the moment you accept that, you ask yourself, so, okay, how do I feel now that I am earning $100,000? How am I acting? How am I thinking? How do I relate with other people? And when you do answer all those questions, you will feel, a shift, within your body. And then all you have to do now is just remain faithful to that new story, to that new personality, to that new identity, and your outer world will change automatically.
Yeah, one of the things that we've learned, I would say more recently, but or maybe it just clicked more. But we say you don't manifest what you want, you manifest who you are.
Mm.
And so it's not just about desiring this or desiring that, but it's actually becoming that version of yourself who has that. So you become the car owner or the Ferrari owner if you want a Ferrari, or you become the wealthy person, you become the healthy person. Because if you're trying to change your circumstances, but you're remaining in that same thought process, it's not going to work very well. I mean, they say with like lottery winners, within the first 5 years, they lose all their winnings because their thought process and their identity is still as someone who does not have money. And so, in order to maintain this or to manifest these desires, it's to really become the version of yourself that already has it, and then you get it.
I love you guys. Denzel Washington says that when he prepares for a role as an actor, he he becomes the person. He said, I read about them, I talk like them. So he really becomes the version of that person so that when we see him on the screen, we feel like it is the person.
Yeah.
I think he did Malcolm X, and we feel like, oh my God. And so they literally have taken on the identity of whoever they are portraying on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. It's that same thing, like, you practice almost becoming that rich person or that married person so that when the time comes, it's already done. You already know exactly how to think, act, feel. It's kind of one precedes the other.
And so,
Indeed.
Gabrielle, so, a lot of people are saying, and I've been teaching this, where you got to get in the theta state at night just before I do it, because sometimes my mind is all over the place. And for 3 or 4 minutes, I feel and see myself already having being doing. whatever I desire. I did it this morning. So, what would you say to people about imagination who say, well, it's hard for me to imagine? What would you say to them?
Well, it's like a muscle, especially if you haven't, used it, before. But the more you practice it, the easier it becomes. Like most of our clients that we work with, they have never experienced meditation and
Mm-hmm.
visualization. But when they actually start getting into the groove, it becomes so easy because, I mean, all you have to do is just either lay on your bed or just sit on your like comfortably, close your eyes, and then just take a few deep breaths, because when you do the deep breathing, it's going to center you and it's just going to ground you. And then after that, you just then accept that you are now the person who has your desires, and you really immerse yourself in that new personality. You just try to utilize all your senses and express your gratitude in that state, even if it takes you like 1 minute, 2 minutes. The purpose of that is, as long as you can feel that it feels real to you or natural to you, Bob's your uncle, boom, you can then just let it go, open your eyes, and enjoy the 3D.
Mm. And I think there's also a notion of it where, I mean, if we look at kids, children, that are around us,
Mm-hmm.
imagination is the most natural thing for them. They're always in imagination, getting chased by dinosaurs or pirates, or, they're playing a house in their games. I mean, imagination is something that came so natural to us when we were younger. And we've kind of lost that as we grew up. We're much more logical. We were told, oh, stop daydreaming. You have to focus. And so it's really something almost healing, I think, when we use our imagination, because it's something that should be natural to us and it should be something that we use every day.
I love that. Gabriel, you said that one of your favorite quotes, I have it here in front of me, is from Neville Goddard. When you change your concept of yourself, share with listeners that powerful principle.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, definitely one of my favorites. And Neville Goddard says that when you change your conception of yourself, your entire world will change automatically. And he goes on further to say, do not try to change people. They are only messengers telling you who you are. And then, like, he goes on further to say that, like, all you need to do is just revalue yourself, and they will confirm the change, which is so powerful, because it means that everything that I desire is already within me. All I need to do is just accept that it is a done deal. And then everyone and everything in my 3D will confirm to this new acceptance, you know, which is so powerful. It's a beautiful promise.
Yeah, and I have a great little story for that. I remember there was just a few days where I would start talking and Gabriel would talk over me. And it happened so often. I was getting so frustrated with him and it just within. I was like, why is he doing this all of a sudden? It's so rude, this and that. But I had accepted in a way that, and it was also like a thing from my past where, my words don't have as much value, that
Mm.
other people deserve to speak, and then I'm more there to listen. And so I realized, okay, so it's not Gabriel, it's something I've accepted about myself. My self concept, or what I've accepted, is that my words are not as valuable as his. And so once I changed that about myself to say, no, my words have impact, they have value, I'm worthy to be listened to, all of a sudden he stopped doing that. And so it's really that thing of when you change your concept of self, your self-worth, how you perceive yourself, other people start to perceive you differently and they act towards you differently too.
So true. I can feel your confidence coming, my dear, coming through. That's why I said to Gabriel, you got the right woman there, because who
Mhm.
she is, she's walking fully
Mhm.
in who she is, and that vibrates. So lastly, what else would you like to say to people about the law of assumption? To me, the way you guys break it down is a gift to the universe, because so many people are struggling with the law of attraction, and they're praying and they're hoping, and I love it when you say, Gabe, you said these are fixed laws. It's a law.
Mhm.
Yeah, you know, Yeah, lastly, what I would like to say is just anyone like that is trying to manifest a desire, I just would share that they should accept that they already have the desire. Because if you are trying to manifest that desire, you are in a state of lack. But
Mm.
however, if you are now actually accepting that you are the person who already has your desire, you're now in a state of abundance. And then you then just express your gratitude for having it already, irrespective of what the 3D tells you. The 3D is obviously going to say, no, you don't. Then you just take that as data and tell the 3D, no, that was my old story, but I'm now subscribed to my new story, which is I have my desire now. And I'm grateful that I am now the person who has my desire. And the more you do that, the easier it's going to become. And the 3D is going to say, okay, there you go. There's your desire.
I love it. Kylie, what last words would you like to say to the audience?
Yeah, I think, a lot of times we get this misconception, like you said, we're hoping, we're praying, and it's almost like waiting on this external God, this external universe, this external power to bring it to us. When really the power is within. We have, like, if you want to call it the Holy Spirit or universe, consciousness, there's so many words, but there's a power that's within you. The kingdom heaven is within you, the indwelling of the Holy Spirit. It's within you. And so it's not something that you need to appease a God or call out to a God that's outside of you, but it's really understanding that the power, it's within you. You have this power, this infinite, limitless self that's within your 3D being that has that power to come and to help you, to bring these desires, to empower you. And I mean, I know, like you said, my confidence now is much better than it used to be, just because I finally grasped, like, wow, I'm a powerful being. Not just because I'm Kylie and this is what I do, but because there's something intrinsic, something within me that has this amazing, limitless power.
I love that. And Gabriel, he doesn't know this, but all of my friends call me the queen. So they call me
Mm.
Queen Constance. And so when you came on before we hit record and you said Queen, I just chuckled to myself because all of my friends, that's like my nickname, Queen Constance, Queen Constance. And he didn't know that, did you? And so, and just like Kylie said, because I'm walking fully in that, that's who I
Yeah.
am, that, people around me respond to that. Not that I'm trying to get people to bow to me. Maybe a couple of my friends that I've been friends with for like 30 years. But so everybody, you see how powerful this couple is, these powerful angels, messengers, teachers, preachers are. And every week, oh, they're kissing y'all. And every week I might get maybe 10 people saying, can I be on your show? Can I be on your show? But when I received their email, I said, it's something about this story, this cup. And so I went online and I looked at them, and so you could see why they are on and how powerful they are. And they are coaches, and they are teaching people how to use the law of assumption, get in their ideal state. So tell us about your program, your services, your books, whatever y'all got.
Mhm. Yeah, sure. So yeah, we help people manifest any desire, whether that's if you've got like a business, for health, obviously marriage as well. So we take you step by step, and we tell you exactly what to do and how to do it. Just with, as you said, with regards to the law of assumption, and I've written a book as well. We've got courses. And we've got like a lot of products and services for everybody. We've got long-term coaching as well. That's where, most of our clients actually experience the huge transformations, because we are holding your hand on a daily basis, and we constantly reminding you that it's already a done deal. And yeah, so there's like a whole lot of different services and courses and coaching that we offer on our website and
So
YouTube.
so so give us that website, give us your social media platform, tags and names, etc. What's your website?
Yeah, our website is yes to endless bliss. So that's yes to endlessbliss.com. And our Instagram is
all of our social media is Endless Bliss with Gabriel and Kylie.
Yes, all of our social YouTube, Endless Bliss with Gabriel and Kylie, Instagram,
TikTok, Twitter.
Yeah.
Endless Bliss
If
is
you just
everywhere.
if you Google Endless Bliss with Gabriel and Kylie, everything will come up there.
I love it. I have already adopted these two beautiful angels into my inner circle and into my family. They don't know it yet, but I'm encouraging all of you to go to their website, go to their social media. They're not giving you theory; they're living this life, and they're great coaches. I believe in them. They have integrity and just so grateful that the spirit has connected us. So go to their website, coach with them, get their books, and what other services they may have. Well, guys, it's been such an honor to have you on my program today. Just so wonderful and so blissful. So thankful for both of you.
Yes, thank you so much. It went by so quickly. I'm like, we could talk for 2 more hours.
Yeah, it was indeed blissful and wonderful. Thank you so much, Queen Constance.
Well, everybody make a decision because you create your own. We make a decision to create and live a blissful week.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Indeed.